Welcome to Finances and Compound Interest with Kathy Pfeffer-Hahn. Finances and, in conjunction with my company, Capital Coaching, helps people achieve their financial goals through personal, tailored, and attentive financial coaching services. Together, we'll create a successful financial plan by examining your spending and saving habits, then guiding and educating you to your own personal success. And if you're more of a do-it-yourselfer, you can also purchase my workbook, Finances and Your Spending Planner, at lulu.com or click the show notes. Compound interest can be a double-edged sword in the world of finance. On the positive side, when you're saving or investing, it allows your money to grow over time at an accelerated rate as you earn interest, not just on your initial principal, but on the interest you've already earned. This compounding effect can help you accumulate substantial wealth over the long term. However, the downside, when you're dealing with loans or credit card debt, compound interest can work against you, causing your debt to balloon rapidly as interest accumulates on the outstanding balance, making it essential to manage your finances prudently to harness the benefits of compound interest while avoiding the pitfalls of dealing with debt. Money makes money, and the money that makes money makes money. This quote describes compound interest. It means that not only the money you have invested originally grows, but any interest you earned will also grow. If you compare this to simple interest, where the money that you started with earns interest, but the additional growth is not invested back into the original amount, and the interest you've earned doesn't continue to grow. I liked the definition that Morgan Housel had from his book, The Psychology of Money, Timeless Lessons with Wealth, Greed, and Happiness. He explains that these two types of interest as, I've heard many people say the first time they saw a compound interest table, or one of those stories about how much more you'd have in retirement if you began saving in your 20s versus your 30s, changed their life. But it probably didn't. What it likely did was surprise them, because the results intuitively don't seem right. Linear thinking is so much more intuitive than exponential thinking. If I ask you to calculate 8 plus 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 8 in your head, you could probably do that in a few seconds. It's 72. If I ask you to calculate 8 times 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 8, your head might explode. That's 134,217,728. The reason for the difference in those is compounding versus simple mathematics. Albert Einstein once said that compound interest is the most powerful force in the universe, that he who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. Wow, the most powerful force in the universe. If you invest $10,000 and leave it alone for 30 years at 5% interest, it really begins to multiply the longer you leave it alone. At 5 years, it will have gone up $2,763. At 10 years, it will have gone up another $6,289. At 15 years, $10,789. At 20 years, $16,533. At 25 years, you'll have earned $23,864. And at 30 years, you'll have earned on your initial principal of $10,000, $33,219. But it's not just the interest rate. It's also affected by how the interest rate compounds. These blocks of time are called compounding periods over those years. Savings and money market accounts compound daily. Certificates of deposits compound daily or monthly. Treasury bonds can compound every 6 months. And each of these examples will benefit you, while your loans compound monthly and credit cards daily. That means that you'll owe much more than the accounts that pay you monthly or annually. This is the proof that paying debt down should be a priority before doing a lot of savings. Warren Buffett says, "My wealth has come from a combination of living in America, some lucky genes, and compound interest." You don't have to be Warren Buffett to create wealth if you're using compound interest to your benefit. But how does time make such a difference? If you start saving $500 a month at an interest rate of 6%, how much will you have at age 67? Well, if you're starting at age 50, you'll have $177,499. Those who start in their 40s will earn $405,290. 35-year-olds who start will make $581,735 by age 67. 30-year-olds will have amassed $819,732. And anyone beginning their savings, the same amount at the same rate, will have amassed $1,140,756 by age 67. This includes the $500 you put away each month and the interest, which is compounding over 12 months each year. This is called the time value of money, and it's the secret sauce in growing your wealth over the years. The wonderful thing is that it is available to everyone. Just like the interest on your credit card that will grow exponentially, so can your savings. But your savings isn't the fastest way to grow your money. Investing in bonds, stocks, and real estate can increase the amount of interest that you'll be able to earn over time. The reason that billionaires use these different investment vehicles is because even a little increase in interest will have a big change in how much you can earn. Albert Einstein also said, compound interest on debt was the banker's greatest invention to capture and enslave a productive society. The reverse is also true. What you owe interest on will grow quickly over time as well. The more time you take to repay a loan, the more you'll owe. Just as saving your money so it will grow, loan interest will cause your debt to grow as well. If you owe $20,000 with an interest rate of 5% and you repay that over 5 years, you're going to owe an additional $2,645. But let's face it, if this debt is on a credit card, you're probably paying closer to 19% in interest. And that same $20,000 paid over 5 years will cost you an additional $11,128 in interest payments. I ask you, is that small purchase worth the added 19% if you don't pay your credit cards monthly? John Bogle said, this compounding interest is wonderful if you're a saver and a destroyer if you're a borrower. I would suggest that time is your friend and impulse is your enemy. This is Kathy Pfeffer-Hahn. Thanks for listening to Finances and Compound Interest. I know that you chose to listen, and I am grateful. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow or subscribe for free in your podcast provider and share your favorite episode with a friend. I'd love you to leave a review because it brings financial education to others and it helps people find me more easily. Let me know what questions you'd like answered or topics covered by going to the website at financesand.net and leaving a message. Remember, I went to school, so you don't have to. Finances and does not provide tax or legal advice, and nothing in this podcast is to be construed as such. Always consult a tax, accounting, or legal professional for advice on your specific situation.